What's up, everybody? We're back again. This is Harrison coming at you with another video. Today we're going to have another heart-to-heart. I love these. These are going to be a good ongoing series. We're going to talk about all kind of different things over my YouTube career, I'm sure. Unfortunately, there comes a need to have these kind of talks. Our last one was a really good one. We talked about the customer service industry and the love and the heroes. Just, you know, how wonderful they are. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out, guys. Now, today's Heart to Heart is going to be a little different. We're going to be talking about a company that I have shilled for my entire life. I've loved them since I was a kid. It's kind of a touchy subject for me. It almost gets me emotional, no lie. I know it sounds silly, but I'm a nerd, man. I know you guys can tell that. I'm a gamer. I got into gaming when I was a kid, just like a lot of you. The Mario Brothers, the original Zelda, A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. Oh my gosh. I mean, they don't make them like that no more, guys. They wish they could. I mean, Blossom Tales is good. Check it out on the Switch if you haven't checked out Blossom Tales 1 and 2. They really did try to kind of bring back that Link to the Past feel. But yeah, like some of the greatest games I've ever played, and I don't mean like it had the best story or the best hook or the best twists or the best mechanics necessarily, but repeat fun in a fandom that I've enjoyed being a part of. Zelda is one of my favorite series of all time. Link is my favorite character, most likely, out of everything. I put him up there above just about everybody. I love Zelda more than I love Pokemon, and that's saying something. I love Pokemon. I love it more than I love Warhammer, all of it. Zelda's always had a really special place in my heart. I haven't really liked where they went with some of the recent games. Not that I don't like the games are wonderful. I love them. I haven't even beaten, believe this or not, I haven't even beaten Tears of the Kingdom, so I haven't finished them. But do they feel like the Zelda games I grew up with? No. I mean, is that okay? Yeah, I guess it's okay. Did they do some greedy things back then when they made those games? I think so. Not really finishing the games and then releasing the rest of the game in a DLC. I already found that to be a little greedy. The whole amiibo system, don't get me started. That was a failed system that they created that, it sounded cool, and we all want to collect those statues, don't get me wrong. I got the right kind of tizzy for collecting, you guys know that. But, has Nintendo showed their greed? Yes, they have. And yeah, you guessed it, guys. This one's about Nintendo, obviously. I'm sure my thumbnail and title tell you that. But it's also about something bigger than that. It's about corporate greed and voting with your wallet. I mean, what does it matter to you? I'm in a tough place. You guys know a lot of my content, all of my content as of this point, making this video, is Pokemon content. I'm about to try to pivot into more content here soon. So that's why I preface it with that. But Pokemon Legends ZA will be coming out soon, and with the way that Pokemon has announced the pricing of their games moving forward, we're looking at $80 games digitally, we're looking at $90 game physical, but they also left it open. They didn't really say that was the benchmark. There is no benchmark, so that means to them, if a game is valued more, it will cost more than $90, more than $80, whatever. But if it's valued less, then I'm sure it will cost less. So we'll have some games go for 30 and 40 bucks, maybe, if we're lucky. But seeing as how they're charging for the manual, the literal tour of the Switch 2, they're charging you money to use that, to get that, to take that tour, charging $9, $9.99, $10, something like that, just for you to get the manual for the game, for the system, pretty much. It doesn't bode well. Yes, this video is about the Switch 2. Do I think $450 is outrageous? If I'm being honest, no. I think the Switch was founded on being a cheaper system, and so families could get it. They could, there's a lot of games oriented around families, so it's great that it's a household name kind of thing. Do I think that it has, that they gave us the things we asked for in a way? Yes, it gave us the 4K and the 1080 handheld, and it gave us a lot of the things we were asking for. Do I think inflation and all this other stuff, do I want it to be $400? Yes. Do I want it to be $350 to $400? Yes. But realistically, do I understand it being $450? Yes. What hit me like a brick was the $80 and up games. And not just that, but like you say you update your Breath of the Wild, which automatically you should be able to do. You shouldn't have to buy it again. You own Breath of the Wild, you own Tears of the Kingdom, you get a Switch 2, you should automatically, just like the PlayStation 5, you should automatically be able to play that on your new system at a new upgraded, visuals and all that. But no, now you have to buy the game again. And what do you get? You don't get a new game. You don't get a new cartridge. Well, I mean, you do get a cartridge, but that cartridge is the same game you already own, plus a little code that gives you the code to upgrade it. It's insane to me. It really has me dumbfounded, like that they really think that this is something that people would ever go for. It's like they don't care. When Doug Bowser was talked to about, being priced out of this, like families being priced out of affording the Switch 2, especially right now when things are crazy, the tariffs and all this and that and the other. He said if they can't afford it, then just buy the Switch 1. That's how out of touch these guys are. It made me very angry. If I were in that room, I'd probably would have fought that guy. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm the kind of person that I'm a little impulsive. I'm not a violent person by any means. Don't think that. But, when there's certain types of injustices, I feel the self-righteousness, I guess, the right kind of narcissistic trait in me. I just feel self-righteous enough to stand up to it. And that him saying that was a real Microsoft moment. Everybody's making that joke already, but it just really upset me, guys. It let me down because I love Nintendo. I've spent my entire life loving them. I've always backed everything they've ever done, no matter how silly. I've stuck it out through everything, and I'm at an impasse now because, yeah, you can get the $500 bundle that comes with the dock and comes with the Switch 2 and comes with Mario Kart. It looks pretty awesome, the new Mario Kart. I mean, yeah, you can get that, and that, there's value there. But let's say those sell out instantly, because they will. You're going to be paying $450 plus tax for the system, plus whatever crap, what's going on with the tariffs by then. Hopefully all that'll be over with. We are in negotiations with Japan already, but hopefully we'll have something going there. But you're going to be paying that, and you're going to be paying $80 for a digital copy of Mario Kart. There's not $80 worth of content in that game, and I haven't gotten full access to it yet. I'm just saying, I know that there's not. These guys. Yeah, it's an open world. You run from place to place. That's really cool. It's got day and night cycle. Blah 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 blah. You can do all the same things you've been able to do in all the other games, except for now you can change outfits mid race. Okay, cool. It's not an $80 game, guys. And I'm having trouble here saying this because there's some games out there that I would have paid $80 for. But now that this subject has been broached harshly and in this way, I have to put my foot down and say, no, it's not right. And that's where we're at an impasse, because I want to buy the Switch 2, and I want to buy Pokemon Legends EA, but we don't know how much that's going to cost. What if it's $110 just because they know the demand is there? I mean, that's what they're saying, is like there's no benchmark. So they could charge whatever they wanted to. And then not just that, guys, it could be just a digital key. And you know how Nintendo is. They famously shut their stuff down. You can't get on the DS, the 3DS, the Wii U, any of the other systems from before. Even, the Switch soon, dude. You can't use features in the games you've already paid for because they famously shut their servers down. So why would you pay $80 or $90 to buy something digitally from a company who's famous for taking that stuff away from you? None of it makes sense. And the fact that they didn't put their prices in the Nintendo thing, I was so excited when I watched the Nintendo Direct. I really was. I was one of those guys that was like, oh, we're getting, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and even the new From Software games looking good, and there's a lot of cool stuff, guys. All the stuff. I don't want to name it all off right now, but there was a lot of cool stuff from that, and not all that stuff is going to be available on release day, but I don't want to bust them just for that. There's a lot of reasons to be upset with them, and mainly it's just corporate greed. It's corporate greed, obvious corporate greed. They're doing nothing more. They're delivering the same product, if not less, than before. They're doing it cheaply instead of putting it on these cartridges that they hailed and praised for so long. They're giving you digital keys and stuff like that to use, and none of this stuff makes sense, guys, that they're doing it. The only reasons they're doing it is for money. Yeah, they have this chat feature now and all these other things where you can see your buddy at the bottom of the screen. Do you see how crappy it runs? And remember that C button, that communication stuff, your credit card's gonna be in there. You're gonna be paying for that. They are draining you of every dime they can. The GameCube controllers, like $80-$90. They only work on GameCube games. You can't play their superior controller, the best controller they've ever made. You can't use that in any other game but the GameCube games. None of the stuff makes sense, guys. None of the stuff that they are showing looks like it's even worth it. We already know they can do an OLED screen. We already know they can push these things further than they are, which means you know that the OLED Super Switch 2 Pro .170 Super version is going to be out in a half a year to a year down the road, where you're going to have to pay $150 to $200 more than what you're paying now. I mean, you can already see what they're doing, and they're not even being shy about it. Well, I'll say they're not being shy about it, but really, they let the media be the ones to tell us the prices. And if you went to the website and scrolled all the way to the very bottom, you could find some pricing on Mario Kart. But guys, it's not looking good. And the bad thing is, if we let this happen, if we pay these prices, which I know people will, there's a lot of people who want this stuff, and I'm one of them. I want it. But if we let this happen, if we pay these prices, if we do this thing, then every executive of every game developer, of every publisher, is sitting on the edge of their seat right now. Every marketing guy, they're like, guess what? It's time. It's time for us to finally be able to charge more. Nintendo's setting precedent. So we have to really be careful. We have to walk a tightrope here. I'm not trying to yell boycott. I'm not trying to be that guy, but at the same time, it seems like it might be the only thing to do. We have to vote with our wallets. And I mean, if you haven't been following, the media and games recently, it's not been good all across the board. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. Everything, anything you can bring up about games is getting worse and worse and worse. Yeah, there's great developers out there still doing awesome work. These indie developers are smashing it. But look what they're doing with Schedule 1. They're trying to take down anybody that does anything good on their own, or they have to play inside the rules and pay the right dues and do the right things, or else they're facing some scrutiny. That's blowing up in their face. But it's looking ugly for us gamers, man. It's looking ugly for the consumer. It's looking ugly for some developers, the small guys, and for the blatant, obvious corporate greed. That is just awful. We got to do better as far as voting with our wallets. I know this is coming from somebody who blows money on Warhammer and all these other highly corporatized, highly overindulgent, luxury-ass hobbies, where they charge you as much as they possibly can because of FOMO, and then you don't even get to buy it from them directly, so you got to pay a markup on the secondary market. So I mean, I understand that I sound like an idiot. I waste money on all my hobbies, but we have to put our foot down here. Gaming already, you know how much money that the gaming industry makes? They make more than TV, movies, and music, the whole industries combined. And what do you think is next after these comic book movies? When they finally fall out of favor, we'll see how Superman does. We'll see how the new Spider-Man does. We'll see those things. The Avengers versus X-Men type thing they got going on with the Secret Wars and stuff. We'll see how that goes. But we're seeing the comic book movies on their way out. What do you think's next? Video game adaptations. Whoever breaks that code and cracks into making really good video game movies is going to be the next Marvel MCU, Marvel Studios. They're going to be killing it, because that's where all the money's at, and that's where the smart money's at. I mean, honestly, that's what I'd be doing if I was trying to make waves in studios. I'd be adapting the best video game. And look at The Last of Us. Look at these adaptations that they're doing halfway decent. Look at Fallout. That shit was sick, dude. I don't care what nobody says. Whether the script or the dialogue or the characters all grabbed you or not, the world itself was Fallout. Like they're on their way to doing these things. So I don't know. I mean, it's crazy out here, dude. I'm sorry. I know this talk was all over the place, but I really just wanted to talk about Nintendo. I wanted to talk about corporate greed. There's a lot going on in a lot of areas right now. We could talk about Pokemon cards in the same way. But, you know, you guys all know I want to play Legends ZA for the channel. But I might have to figure out a different way of doing that. And I don't know if I want to support Nintendo directly. And I don't think they deserve our report. I don't think they deserve our support if they're going to treat us like this in our face, right in our face, acting like they don't care, and trying to be sneaky about how they lay their pricing out and all of it that they're doing and charging for each and everything. If you don't get the super duper box that's all put together, if you don't get it with the dock and you know, you're gonna have to pay like $100, $110 for the dock. You're gonna have to pay, you know, for the controllers and you know, each and every little thing. They're not going to give it to you, and it's not going to be like the Switch 1 was, very affordable. We're going to break ourselves trying to get the system into time when it's hard enough for us. Yeah, it's just awful, man. I just want you guys to vote with your wallets. Pay attention to these big execs. Look up interviews with these guys. See how they're talking about you. See how they're treating you, and then ask if you want to buy their product. I know it's exciting. We all want to play the games. I'm looking forward to seeing some of it, but just supporting Nintendo right now feels like I'm not being a good person. I don't want to support that kind of greed. In fact, I want to fight it. It hurts though, because I feel like part of something I love is being taken from me. And not just that, like I said, I grew up with these guys. I've loved these guys. I've been their shill my whole life. I always thought I would be. And so it really does hurt my feelings for them to stab me in the back, dude. For years and years and years of dedicated service and love and adoration and playing the same fucking games that they put out over and over again with a smile on my face, happily adapting to the new systems and finding things to like within them and sharing it with my friends, and I mean just doing what a good Nintendo shill should. Well, not anymore. I think I'm gonna have to stand up for the right thing, so I can teach my children to be good. I have to be good myself. So, you know, I have a lot of soul searching to do, and I never thought it would be because of Nintendo. How crazy is that? But yeah, sorry, I know this is a long one, but just wanted to kind of wrap with you guys and talk about this stuff. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about Nintendo? Are you going to be buying one anyway? No judgment. I'm not going to hate on anybody who does. There are a lot of great games, and it's hard to miss those things. It's hard for me as somebody who does want to play video games on my channel. But it's something I will be considering talking about more in the future and thinking over. So yeah, this has been another Heart to Heart. I'm glad we could kick it. I'm glad we could talk about it. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Join the Discord, and let's talk about some more stuff. Appreciate it, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.